MOSAiC expedition has been till date my most memorable, but like very very challenging expedition, both from a scientific, logistical, and also from a personal point of view. Uh, Living inside a ship in total darkness for almost without sunlight for almost 80 days, then followed by beautiful twilights with civil, astronomical, and nautical twilights. uh, that was memorable. There were some clear starry nights where we could see full moon with Venus in the background and also twilight in the background. You don't see them in your everyday life. So that was cool. Another challenge which we always faced was to work with metallic instruments deployed on the ice. When you work with small nuts and bolts, you are always scared whether you will lose it on the snow. It's a bit annoying to work with them when it is really cold. It went down to sometimes minus 55, minus 56. It was that cold with windy conditions. We also had issues with threats of polar bears, which somehow which we managed. So that was great. And with all these challenges came with this COVID-19 crisis, which didn't stress us out initially, but later on, while we were coming back, it was like a big pain for us to go through the stress and come out of it. But the best thing what I learned from this expedition was when Mother Nature throws all her challenges to us, you have to deal with it, and somehow we are all trained to cope up with all the stress, anxiety, and the all these factors, and come out of it. So, and we will come out of it. So that's what I learned from this expedition. For me, the Arctic lockdown was a totally different experience. I mean, it had a different flavor to it. Living inside a ship surrounded by sea ice right in the middle of the Arctic Ocean in darkness, in insanely cold conditions was a totally different feeling. I mean, I was not alone, and I was with different people. But with all this drama coming back home, and after reaching Norway, uh, when we saw land in 4 months, it was a totally different experience. We couldn't see people around us. Roads were empty. Grocery shops were empty. Airports was empty. Uh, when I was flying from Hamburg to Calgary, the Hamburg airport was empty. The Frankfurt airport, which is one of the biggest airports in the planet, was almost empty. Nobody was there. So it was a different sort of weird feeling when I was flying back home. Uh, but that being said, when nature throws challenges to us, you have to deal with it. You can't challenge it back. You have to accept the challenge, adapt and be flexible and live according to that. That's the way I have been mentored, and that's the way I have been experiencing my life over the past years with all these expeditions and this new COVID-19 scenario. But it's different, and I think everybody has to go through this challenge and get a feel of how we can better manage disasters. I would say that.